Hello everyone, how are you doing today? I'm Margaret Marie and welcome to my channel. Now what I have for you in this video are some game-changing foundation tips for mature skin that's really going to help you. Mature skin has many issues, from sensitivity, dullness, dryness, skin damage, fine lines and wrinkles. Even with the best application, some foundation formulas will still settle into fine lines and wrinkles. While the cause of that may be the foundation itself, more often than not, it's the state of your skin underneath. Before you even begin to put on your foundation, there's a few steps that you need to take first that will ensure a nice, even, beautiful application. I'm also going to show you some foundation tips for applying your foundation, which will show you how to get it on there evenly to make everything look smooth, along with some other tips to blend your makeup in seamlessly. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to want to start with is cleansing and exfoliation. Cleansing and exfoliation are the first important steps to any makeup application. If you're not cleansing first, your makeup is sitting on top of bacteria, dust, oil, dirt, dead skin cells. What also happens is you get product piling. Product piling is what happens when the skin's ability to absorb the foundation is diminished, and the less the product is absorbed, the more balling you get from the foundation. I have a video of my personal skincare routine, and I'll link that for you right there. Whatever routine that you have for cleansing your face, of course, is fine. The second thing that you're going to want to do is to moisturize your skin. If you don't moisturize your skin, then your foundation is going to suck up all the hydration in the foundation. What happens is the pigment in the foundation is either left behind or sitting on top of your skin unevenly. Do is pick a silicone foundation and a silicone primer. Silicone-based foundations help with smoothing out the texture, and they assist with the longevity throughout the day, while providing a diffused blur to large pores, plus softening the appearance of wrinkles. Also, another tip is when you're using a moisturizer or a serum, pick one with some skin plumping ingredients in it, like some hyaluronic acid. The reason is because when your lines are smoothed, you're going to see a huge difference in your makeup application. So those are the first three really important steps. I've already done all that. I've already cleansed, I've already exfoliated, and I've already moisturized with this broad spectrum sunscreen moisturizer with hyaluronic acid. Right, the first thing you're going to want to start with is a primer. And what I'm going to use is the NYX Photo Loving Primer, and it is a silicone base. I'm going to use a brush to apply it, and this is a Real Techniques foundation brush. And what you want to do is start in the middle of your face and work your way out. Your pores are largest in through this area of your face and not so much out here. So that's why we start in the middle and work our way out. So you just want to apply your primer. I always get it over my eyelids because I'm going to be putting foundation on my eyelids, so of course I want a primer that will make it stick to it very well. The main purpose of primer is to smooth and even out your skin and something for your foundation to adhere to. Alright, so we're just going to get this all applied all over my face, and what I have left is going to come down my neck. Alright, so got the primer already on, and you can see everything is already nicely blurred. It's already ready for the foundation. Next is going to be foundation application. So what I'm going to use is this L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow, and this is designed for dry skin, and this is in the shade 206. When you're picking your foundation, pick something with a glow to it, because our skin does get dull as we mature, and that'll really help you with that. Alright, so let's get this foundation put on. Now what I'm going to do is get some foundation on here. Now I like to start with the brush when I first start applying my foundation, just to get it on there, because if I start with a sponge, a dampened sponge, I'm not going to get any pigment. I like to wear lightweight formulas and BB creams and things like that, because the lighter the formula, the less it's going to settle into wrinkles and fine lines. But you don't get that great a coverage. I have age spots to cover, I have dullness, I have under eye circles to cover, I have names to cover on my eyelids. So I want to start using a brush so I can get some full coverage. So that is my first tip. Start with the brush. Okay, and always start this way. Now if you have a lot of peach fuzz on your face, go ahead and bring your foundation down like this, you see? And what that'll do is make the hairs lay down, and it'll cover them way nicer than if you use upward brush strokes. All right, so we're going to start applying the foundation starting in the center of the face and working our way out like this. Now, like I said, we'll go down if to cover up the peach fuzz. I don't have peach fuzz because I have a hair puller that pulls all of that out. So normally I just go like side to side like this, sometimes up, but this side's just to show you, if you do have peach fuzz, how to make it lay down and how to cover over that too. All right, so let's get some more on here. Yeah, and I see I've got that age spot there, and that is something I want to cover. That is hyperpigmentation from the sun. So that needs to get covered. That is why I like to brush, because you can get all these things covered without having to use a real heavy, cakey foundation. On mature faces, heavy, cakey foundations are not going to help you. They are going to accentuate every single fine line and wrinkle that you have. All right, so we're getting this all over. And all the way down here. And I'm also giving this area that has noticeable sun damage a little covering and a little protection. I don't want it to get any more sun damage. Foundation and primer, especially those with sunscreen, will definitely help with already sun damaged skin. So you see how the foundation is laying very nicely on top of the skin. Another thing that'll help you is picking the right color of foundation. If you're having a hard time finding a foundation that matches your face, get one shade lighter, one shade darker, and mix them. Mix them until it matches your skin. And where you're going to want to try your foundation is the side of your face. Okay, so after you have brushed all your foundation in really, really well, what I do next is I take a wet sponge, a dampened sponge. I got this nice and wet, and then I put it in paper towels and absorb all the rest of the water out of that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over everything with this dampened sponge and make everything blend in nicely. This is going to get rid of any cakiness. This will take off any excess foundation. So I'm just going to start pressing this all over. I'm just continuing to press this all over just like I would if I was applying foundation. Just going over this with this damp sponge just to make it look super natural and blend it in even better. And by the way, the sponge that I'm using is from the Cosmic Duo set, the Brush Crush from Real Techniques. And you actually get two of these. You get a bigger one and a little one for your concealer. I'm using the big one. Alright, so just continuing to go over everything with your dampened sponge. And you can use any sponge you want. And here's how your foundation should look when you're all done. Now this will give you a good start for the rest of your makeup. Now what I'm going to do is go in and put the rest of my makeup on, but then I've got a few more tips that I'm going to show you, so I will be right back. Alright, I'm back, and I put the rest of my makeup on so I can show you this last tip. Now, what I want you to do, take the same foundation brush that you use to apply your foundation with, and what you're going to want to do after you get everything else on your face except for the powder, you want to take that same foundation brush and use it to start smoothing out the edges. You see, I left my blush a little dark like that. I didn't blend it super well so I could show you, but that's the final thing to a nice foundation, is to blend it in really well, to have everything match seamlessly. And that's what this does. See how that just softens all the edges? See, compared to that one, you could still see the obvious blush. And when you take this and just kind of smooth around it, you can go over it a little bit too. You see how that just blends your blush in? And it makes it look way more natural. So just blending it in really nicely. And then go over the rest of your makeup. over your contour. And down your neck. And let's just blend all those harsh lines right out of there. You can even go over your eyeshadow a little bit if you want to. Alright, now I have another trick I want to show you. What I'm going to do is take a little bit more of that primer, just a little on there. And the same brush I used to apply the primer with, I'm taking that and I'm going to get some in there like so. And what I'm going to do is go over the top of my cheeks like this. And that will also give you a nice rosy glow, and it sets your concealer under your under eyes. You can also take what's ever left of your primer and do a little more smoothing on your face. Alright, so what you end up with is this finished look. As you can see, the foundation went on flawlessly. I didn't have any problems with piling. It blurred and smoothed out the wrinkles and the fine lines. It improved the texture of my skin. Just by implementing a few more steps in your foundation routine are going to make all the difference in the world to the way your foundation goes on, how it lasts through the day, and how it looks overall. Okay, so those are my foundation tips to get a smooth, seamless, flawless foundation application, and it's going to make the rest of your makeup go on great. And I've also showed you how to blend everything in and make it look just flawless. So if you implement all these things in your foundation routine, you shouldn't have any problems getting your foundation to look just as good. And I really enjoyed making this video, and it's such a pleasure to do these videos, and I hope it helped you out. And I want you all to have a really good rest of your day, and thank you so much for watching. You take care. Bye-bye.